Welcome to Job Search Tips, a training video brought to you by Montana's Department of Labor and Industry and Job Service Montana. Finding a job might seem as easy as applying, interviewing, and accepting a job, but there may be a better way to approach your job search. In today's presentation, we will cover the following steps to ensure your job search efforts are successful. Identifying your career goals, the preparation needed, creating a concrete job search plan, and making the right connections. Step 1 is to identify your career goal. You can use a step-by-step guide to help you identify a goal. We'll start with some self-assessment, some brainstorming options, how to research your top choices, how to gain an inside perspective, and then finally making the decision. Getting specific about your career goals will help you in your job search efforts. Step 1 is all about deciding what you would or wouldn't like to do. What do you enjoy doing? Wouldn't it be nice to have a job that involved all the things that you enjoy? What do you know you definitely do not want to do? If you can't stand sitting still, you need to identify this need. Are there any stipulations? Do you need Sundays off? Do you need to spend most of your time seated? Can you only work weekdays due to the bus schedule? What are your overarching career goals? Try to find a right now job that fits into your grand plan. Ask others what they think that you would be good at. If you're meticulous and you're always cleaning, you might make a great housekeeper. If you're caring, you might be a great healthcare provider. Are there any employers or agencies that you have always wanted to work for? Healthcare providers are a big employer in every community. Walmart employs thousands of people in Montana. Government jobs are sought after. Now make a list. The top position, 1 or 3, that you would really love to secure in a perfect world. A handful of positions that would be acceptable if the top jobs were not available. And then jobs that you're absolutely unwilling to do no matter what. Next step, take a career assessment. A career assessment is a great way to find out what you might be good at. Montana Career Information Systems, or MCIS, is free and has a ton of resources available. The Skills Assessment and Interest Profiler are just 2 of the career assessments available. The results of these assessments can help you determine a career path. A skill assessment alone will provide a Holland personality type result like you see on the screen. It lists the 6 types of personality, telling you a little bit about the type of person that you are. Results include occupational clusters, which compare the skills needed for different jobs, identifying how well suited you might be. It also gives you a top 30 occupation list based on the skills and abilities that you listed as important. There's a section on occupations as well, so you can look at each of the occupations that rate high on your list and get an idea of what type of work you can expect, how much schooling or training might be needed for the job, and what you can expect to make. And what the outlook looks like for the upcoming years. Will you even have a job in 5 years? Career One Stop also has some links to career assessments. A perk with using those assessments is that there's no need to create a user profile to complete an assessment. They have a skills assessment that's very similar to the one on MCIS, in addition to an interest assessment and a work values assessment. You might also check out a personality test. There's one available on 16personalities.com. That's 16personalities.com. It takes about 10 minutes and it reports if you're an extrovert, introvert, a thinker, or a feeler, that kind of thing. Following the assessment, you can read up on how that type is likely to do in different career paths and what your workplace habits are. As you try to determine what type of jobs that you want and you're willing to do, you'll likely have some questions. What will work in the field look like? What will you do on a daily basis? What are the job responsibilities? What skills, knowledge, and abilities will you need to succeed? What type of education and training? What's the length, the cost, the location of the schooling facilities? What will you need to get the job? Are there any apprenticeship opportunities available in your area? What is the typical salary in your area? And what does the future hold? Will the job be in demand in 5 to 10 years? And of course, are there any jobs currently available in the field? There's several great resources to get those answers. Check out Career One Stop, ONET Online, and MCIS to get the answer to those questions and more. Informational interviews are a great way to learn more about an occupation or a career. They can help you to obtain information about a career field, company, or an industry, to help you decide on a career path if you're uncertain, to build a network in the industry where your interests are, to become more adept at interviewing, to increase your self-confidence when dealing with people in an interview situation. And you can set up the interview by calling a business that you find interesting. Your introduction could be something like, "Hi, my name is Karen and I'm interested in the training field. I could use advice from someone who's in the field. Do you have time in the next 2 weeks to meet for about 20 minutes? I would really like to learn more about your company and the training field from someone like you." In the meeting, give them a summary of your career goal or what you want to learn about the occupation. Prepare a list of questions to ask. Dress and prepare as you would for a job interview. Some sample questions are included. A little online research will yield many, many more questions. You can go to Career One Stop for those questions. Step 2 is preparation. And what's the old saying? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. It is true. Preparation does make the difference in performance. We'll go over each one of these things and how you can best prepare, but keep in mind there are online training recordings on each one of these items. So start by updating your resume. A resume should be tweaked for every single job you apply for, but you'll need to start somewhere. So update an old resume, or better yet, start fresh. Resume writing changes from day to day, so do some research on what is needed and expected in today's job market. Right now, the focus is heavy on applicant tracking systems, or ATS. You'll need to use words right out of the job description to be successful. You'll need a cover letter too. Use the first paragraph to give the purpose of writing the letter. Why are you interested? How did you hear about it? The second paragraph is used to highlight your job qualities. What makes you uniquely qualified for the position that they have open? And mention something positive about the employer, their products, or their services here too. The last paragraph should refer to your resume. Nothing from your resume should be duplicated on the cover letter, by the way. And it should indicate your hope for an interview for a job and thank them for a timely response. Social media is a great way to network. Employers look at people's Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn accounts, so update yours and make sure that they don't see anything that would keep you from getting a job. Try looking at pages from a public computer to see what they would see without sending a friend request. Make job search an important part of your day. Schedule stuff around looking for jobs, applying, and even writing your resume. Put job search at the top of your list. Transferable skills that you have might get you the job. But when you're researching available jobs, consider the skills needed to succeed. Is there a way that you can brush up on those skills now? Take a free computer class. Check out Allison.com. There are all kinds of trainings that are free. GCFLearnFree.org has an entire section on workplace skills, like honing your communication skills. Resumes can be created from scratch using Microsoft Word, but don't use a template, they're not ATS friendly. Some job seekers lack the skills or just the confidence to create a work of art like a resume, starting from a blank document. JobService has a program on many of the resource computers in their offices. It's called Winway, and it walks you through step by step through a program, tracking your answers, and then it provides you with a finished resume in less than an hour. MCIS, we already talked about that, Montana Career Information Services. They have a resume builder as well. And you just enter your information in each section and then tell it what type of resume you want. You can even save your resume in their cloud for free. Indeed lets you build a resume as you build a profile, and then you can download a PDF version and use it to apply for jobs as well. The best and most personalized option would be to have a professional write your resume for you. JobService workforce consultants are here to help you. Call and schedule an appointment today to get a resume created, emailed to you, or you can save it on a flash drive. We'll even print you some paper copies. And if you want to do it on your own, feel free to watch the recorded trainings. We have one specifically with step-by-step instructions of writing a resume starting from a blank document in Microsoft Word. There are many options available to build your skills and pad your resume. Check out the options available at these sites. Most are free or have free options. And remember, the Department of Labor and Industry can offer qualified individuals an opportunity to take a variety of classes through paid training opportunities as well. Step 3 is creating a solid job search plan. Decide where you will be looking for available jobs and when you will do your job search. Map out time in your schedule every day. A full-time employee spends 40 hours a week at work. If you were to apply that much time to job search, you would be employed in no time. Dedicate a specific time slot every day to see what's available and to start applying. Job search is not a one and done ordeal. There are as many ways to post jobs as there are employers. Although paper applications and applying in person are not as commonplace as they once were, there are still employers that choose to hire by putting a sign in the window. Look for opportunities everywhere that you go. Bring some resumes with you and drop them off when you see a place that you think you would like to work. Even if they're not hiring, they might keep your resume on file. Occasionally, there's community job fairs or even hiring events at JobService. Keep your eyes peeled and attend any and all of these functions. Local labor unions are another great resource for available positions. Online opportunities are just about endless. If you know you really want to work at a specific business or for a specific employer, find out how and where they post their jobs and check daily. For instance, some nonprofit agencies only post on their own website, at least in the beginning. So don't be afraid to call and ask if they're hiring and where they post their job openings. I have posted several job bank sites on the screen. Montana Works is the official Montana Job Service site. You'll find over 10,000 jobs available in Montana on just about any given day, with 500 plus jobs available in most metropolitan areas. We partner with USNLX to post jobs for employers, and our site now links to Career One Stop for available job postings. You'll find verified Montana jobs on either site. American Job Center pulls from USNLX with the option of viewing jobs from Indeed, Career Builder, or ZipRecruiter too. But it also has a ton of other information and assistance for job search in general. Things like resume writing, cover letters, and interview tips. I've also listed the different sites that you can visit to find government jobs. Montana Government Jobs lists hyperlinks to cities and county sites where you can find employment opportunities. USA Jobs offers a national data bank for federal jobs, and I listed the state of Montana site as well. Some employers choose to use Facebook. There are several pages dedicated to employment postings in each community. If you like those, you'll see postings right away, and in some cases, you can even apply from there. There's a section dedicated to jobs on Craigslist as well. And you can also find specific jobs for nonprofits on the Montana Nonprofit Agency Board. I suggest that you find a couple of sites that you prefer, that you like the look of and how they post jobs, and then look at those postings every day. Oh, LinkedIn is also a great resource for open jobs around the nation. These were rated for ease of use and might be worth your time checking into them. Many of these opportunities are job aggregators, meaning that they collect job postings from company career sites as well as other job boards. What this means is that you're going to find a lot of the same jobs on each one of these sites. There are many different online job boards. Some work better than others, and specifically in rural communities. In the end, the best advice is to find a few that you like and then check those every day. I've outlined some of the main things about some of those sites. Indeed is a great place to go. You'll get some direct job postings, and you can even build your resume there and post it for employers to see. Glassdoor lets you save job searches and set up job alerts, and you can even do some research on the companies. Monster is a good site that has some great advice for job seekers on there, and they even have a tool for salary negotiation. I will warn you, they have a high spam rate, so when you sign up for an account, make sure you check the box to say that you don't want to sign up for all the spam. ZipRecruiter allows you to message directly with employers, and then you can set up job alerts as well. Simply Hired has a really friendly, mobile-friendly app, and so if you're going to be doing job search on your phone, it's a good app to have. Career Builder kind of does an opposite thing. You put in your resume and it matches jobs to those keywords in your resume. And Snag, which is formerly known as Snag a Job, is really great for hourly work or entry-level jobs. Linked Up is an interesting one. They have guaranteed postings. They have a human being that goes out and checks the postings to make sure that those jobs are still available every day. And they also have an anti-spam platform. They're very proud of that. So, what has changed and what can we expect to see in the upcoming months? People went virtual with interviews with the pandemic. And the trend seems to be continuing and having a reliance on those virtual interviews, if not altogether for the first interview at least. So prepare a quiet space with good lighting. Research the digital platform so that you're comfortable with it. Talk to the camera, not to the monitor. In fact, if you put the camera next to the monitor that you're using, then it will look more like you're looking in their eyes if you have two monitors. Online networking. Social distancing meant a change to networking too. But don't be afraid to reach out to an old colleague on LinkedIn or Facebook and ask for a reference. Don't just jump in, build a relationship first. Businesses, employees, and job seekers were forced to adapt to some swift changes. We'll need to continue to be adaptable. Find a way to highlight your willingness to bounce with the situation presented on your resume or in an interview. Unemployed job seekers turn to online professional development to make them more employable. You're going to need to compete. What are people doing to prepare? Get organized. Find a tracking system and log every job that you apply for. How, when, the contact name, the status, a column for notes. Organize all your documents as you apply as well. This can be as sophisticated as a computer program like Hunter, that's like the word hunter but with no E, or a OneNote, or just a 3-ring binder. When you get a call back, you'll be glad that you were able to go back and see what you put in the resume and the cover letter when you applied for that job. You can also use tech tools. They're more available now than ever. There are email tools like MailScoop, Hunter, and MailTrack that help you look up the email address of someone in a company, which is great when you want to email the recruiter directly or send them a thank you note after an interview. You can set Google alerts for job openings at specific companies. Do a Boolean job search or use Google X-ray. It's all about the words that you use in your search to narrow your criteria. And of course, follow a business that you like on LinkedIn or Facebook. Private internet browsers are another great way to protect yourself. When you apply for jobs, you're often entering very personal information several times in one day. So make sure that info is not seen by potential internet predators. Most browsers offer a private search by right-clicking the icon in the taskbar. Grammarly.com, Grammarly, is a great resource to ensure that your message is as professional as you intend it to be. Prepare for interviews by doing a mock interview. These are available virtually or in person at job service. No cost. Record a virtual mock interview and then watch yourself later. LinkedIn has an entire section on interview prep too. It lists frequently asked questions and some popular answers, plus expert advice on how to answer those questions. There are many free trainings available online. Brush up on skills that you're not truly confident in so that you can add it to your resume. Network, network, network. That old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know, has never been more correct than it is in the job search world today. People want to hire people that they know and they trust. They're more likely to hire you. The people that you know want you to succeed, and they want to help you succeed. Networking is really just talking the talk. In every conversation that you have with the people that you know, mention your career goals and that you are job searching. Your network is the people that you know. Who are you using as references? You need to have 3 good references that you know will give you a good recommendation. Call them. Make sure that they're okay with being used. Share your resume with them. Ask them for tips. Explain what type of job that you're seeking and ask for their advice. Scroll through your phone and your Facebook contacts. Personal contacts will be friends, family, neighbors, classmates, etc. Professional contacts are people that you have worked for or with in the past. A professor, a teacher, or even a pastor might also fit into this category. Whoever they are, they're going to have to be able to speak to your work ethic. Use networking sites to your advantage. LinkedIn is a great place to find employment opportunities and to add people to your network. You might be surprised how many people you know when scrolling through LinkedIn. Every job seeker should have an elevator speech, a 2 to 4 minute presentation to give anyone who will listen. Try not to work the conversation in a way that sounds like you desperately need them to hire you, but rather that you respect them and you're looking for any advice they can give to help you along the way. Point out the types of jobs that you're applying for and what you can bring to the plate. If you have your heart set on working at a specific company or in a certain industry, mention that too. Don't be afraid to talk yourself up. My elevator speech is so good to see you again. I'm anxiously looking for my next new adventure, and I'm looking for work as a trainer. I have over a decade of experience teaching adult and children learners. People describe me as dynamic and often tell me I have a gift, able to make difficult to understand information easier to understand. I have lots of experience with online learning modems as well. Any thoughts on businesses that might have open training positions or advice on my job search efforts? It doesn't have to be long or overwhelming. You don't want them to be turned off by your approach, but rather interested in more information. Now, once you've put a bug in their ear and receive their advice, ask them if it would be okay for you to touch base in a bit to see if they've come across any opportunities or if they have any new advice for you. Maintain a professional web presence. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, get one. It's basically an online resume. If you have one, make sure it's updated. Have a customizable resume at the ready, saved on a flash drive that you bring with you and/or that's in the cloud. Create and carry business card resumes. That's a handout that you can find in the resume section of Job Seeker Central. It includes contact information and a desired occupation, and then a little one-liner about how awesome you are. Time for a quick review. Your job search efforts will start with preparing a plan. Where do you want to go to work? What do you want to do? Next, you will prepare so you're ready to apply and secure the job. Update your resume, print a generic application, and make copies so that you have them handy. Write a master cover letter that can be tweaked for specific jobs. Look into current interviewing techniques and prepare. Step 3 is to make a concrete plan. What time and days are you going to be doing job search? How will you be searching? Online, in person, at home, at job service? What sites will you be looking at to find your next employment adventure? Create a list of available jobs and decide which you will apply for first. And finally, network, network, network. Talk to everyone that you know and get your name out there. Work on your elevator speech. Practice it so it flows off your tongue. Continue to look for new available jobs every day. Apply for any and all that fall in line with your goals. Follow directions to the letter when completing the application. Tweak your resume and cover letter for every available job. Spend time and effort on each job. Blindly applying for every job with the same resume is not the best way to secure a dream job. You need to put in the effort with every application. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your local job service office. You can Google Montana Job Service offices and you'll find a map where you can click on the city nearest you. You'll find the phone number, address, and a calendar of events on that site. MontanaWorks.gov to find out when the next job seeker training will be held in your area, or of course you can tap into the online versions. Call to schedule a no-cost one-on-one appointment today. We can help you build a resume, write a cover letter, prepare for an interview, and create a career plan. We look forward to assisting you in reaching your career goals.